Today we're going to do a little unboxing. Gouache. This stuff is awesome. I tried this for the first time with the colors are this one. They're absolutely awesome. Let's go. Comes with a very handy handle. Let's see what's inside. I love the design of this stuff. Like, okay, let's see. So we have some clips here. We can ta da 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 da. So all of these are colors. You just need to push them from the bottom and you actually have the box. That's how it looks. Absolutely crap. You see this like the medium that is split from the actual color. You just need to mix it a little bit and it goes back to normal. It is on a piece of paper. Let's see what happens. Kind of very dense. It's closer to acrylic. In my opinion, it's closer to acrylic than watercolors. Let's open all of them. So there we go. That's how they look. I really prepared something. Tea mug for with like a skull signboard, something similar that resembles that as a little piece of paper and some smoke that is coming from the hot tea. Yeah, I transfer it already there. So I'm using specifically this kind of paper here, and it's a very thick paper. Is 200 grams, 300 paper, and so it's pretty thick and should hold a lot of water. As I said, it should be. Let's see, we're gonna discover it. And then around it, I tape it with normal tape. Um, it's a tape that it's not very sticky. So the thing is, it doesn't destroy the paper, which is absolutely a bonus, but I'm not sure if it's gonna hold the water because I'm not sure if it's like tight enough to actually hold everything. I don't know. We'll see. For brushes, I have my brush set here. Amazing. We're gonna use like these big ones for the background, so we're gonna like use it for just doing these kind of things. Then I have like small little brushes that some of them are completely broken, and I still use it because I like the texture, but they are broken. I mean, let's speak the truth. And this is gonna be my palette for today. I don't have much palette. I actually had none, and so yeah, I'm gonna use this one as a palette. But I used some baking paper, wet baking paper, and I just left like I tried to keep it humid somehow. So yeah, it is like a little bit humid. So I think that the I can use the color way more. Oh, let's see how the color it's acting. This is very different from acrylic. Look at this, like it as soon as it touched the water, it gets super fluid. So let's see how it's gonna look. Yeah, it's very interesting. Honestly, it's very interesting. It's super light. I also prepared something on my iPad. A lot. So I took a picture of it. I'm on Procreate. I'll try to do some trials for colors.
is. And so I've been trying to figure out which kind of color scheme I want, and I think that this works. Um, so the main idea is to kind of give some movements on the background, so some like splash of something like that, and then some sort of colors that are um, in the within the blue spectrum, so purplish and bluish and magenta things, some, I don't know, some sort of effects. I'm also this is a try, is a test, so I want to also keep, I want to have something challenging for me to actually understand the technique. And I think all these little details and these little reflex are kind of, yeah, kind of what does the job, I guess. And also something very simple like the tea spilling out of the mug, and yeah, the little scalp piece of paper. So I also took a picture of this, so for me to have a rough idea of what the color is gonna look like, although I'm gonna probably mix them, so um, there's no actual need of doing that. It was just for me to have like a little fun. So yeah, now we just have to put the colors on the palette, the right color on the palette, and with the right consistency, and starting from the background up. We decided to change the drawing because I didn't like it so much. The details of the cap are in place, like are in the center of the composition, and the cap as well is a bit on the left. The problem is that I'm using a very small format, and I feel like sometimes it's hard to figure out the right composition. So there we go. Let's start. So first of all, I'm using just water for all the areas that I want to work on, and then very slowly adding some colors on. Here, just some splash of color here and there. I'm using a very big needle so it holds more color or water, and it's easier for me to work for, especially for backgrounds. Now very slowly, let's start with the main object. Again, just plain water for all the areas that I want to work on. Obviously the background is already dry. Careful though, because gouache is very easy to dilute even after it's dry, so make sure that you don't work that much over the same area, or at least it's maybe just me having not that much experience, but that's what I'm finding. That's what I'm sharing as well, guys. I mean, I repeat myself, this is the first time that I'm using it. It's very helpful to have a little sketchbook next to you for color trials. Three, two, one, and mistake. Okay, not big deal. As I said before, if you dilute that even after even after you apply the color, it's actually easy to erase it or working that area differently. Obviously, you still have a little bit of stain or halo of the previous color, so make sure that you don't make that many mistakes, but it's also possible to go back. So even if the colors look like very watery, they're still quite opaque. Okay, so to be fair, shading I would expect to be a bit more easier. So for probably is lack of experience that is talking, but is not that easy. It's still like a bit complicated, like watercolor is for me. But it's definitely easier to have more depth and more saturation. Let's go with some highlights. Let's see how these whites will play out. Now I'm going for a way less diluted colors, and you can tell. And same things works for the white as well. So the one that I just applied is not that opaque, but with 2-3 layers gets very bright. Take a look at the yellow as well. Do you remember where the mistake was? Now I'm just working for more contrast and depth in some areas of the drawing. In conclusion, I would say that I love them. I love gouache, and I'm gonna use it a bit more like acrylics next time and less like watercolors. This time I wanted to experiment a bit watercolor version, but it really gives some good features that gives you room for experimenting and playing with different effects. And now we need some reflective lights and final details. Ready for the result?